streaming.
It's the R&B Show, the podcast dedicated to prep sports in the USA Today Network, Wisconsin area, and beyond. Featuring Ricardo Arguello.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen, eating up all the food.
And Brett Christopherson.
This guy threw at his own kid in a father-son game.
Produced by Jim Rosendick.
The once great chef, now a study in muffishness.
And Trent Tetzloff.
Oh, you can count. Good for you.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.
And now, the best dang prep sports duo in Wisconsin. Here's Ricardo and Brett.
You know, I really like how you push the edge there, Rosie, and you say the dang.
Thanks.
Which, you know, you're teetering on possible offending some people. You never know because people are kind of snowflakes around here. But, yeah, welcome to the R&B Show, episode number 13 of our second season, the only podcast dedicated to high school sports in the Fox Valley area. I'm your co-host, Ricardo Arguello. Sitting alongside with me, as always, is Brett Christopherson. We're both with the USA Today Network, Wisconsin. Again, that sultry voice you heard at the beginning, that's Jim Rosendick. We call him Rosie. And don't forget my man, Trent Tetzloff. Those guys are producing, and we're part of the Fearsome Foursome. Having a great time here, and hope everyone had a happy holiday. Let's get that out of the way, Brett. Thanksgiving is your holiday. It's your baby.
It is.
How did it go, my friend?
It was glorious. Food was fantastic. Football was good. A lot of good games. And
yes.
The best part of Thanksgiving is it's done in a day. All right, then you move on.
No, it's not.
Now
Black Friday is attached to
No.
Thanksgiving. It's at least a 2-day thing.
That ain't
Plus,
my
you got
holiday.
leftovers. Am I right?
Yeah.
Rosie, how many days after were you eating leftovers? My mom was giving me turkey 2 days after.
Yeah, I was done. Leftovers were done last night.
Okay.
No. See, here's this thing.
We made a 16 to
Christmas has
17
been-
pound bird.
Christmas has been going on since the end of October, which I think
Beautiful.
is a joke.
Fantastic.
And the nice thing is there's no real big build up to Thanksgiving. All of a sudden it's there. You enjoy family, you enjoy food, you enjoy some football, enjoy some huge chocolates. That's always a tradition from Oshkosh.
Brett, are you the post-crescent Scrooge?
Pretty
He's
much.
Grinch.
Pretty much.
Arr.
His heart's
Wow.
10
no,
times
yeah.
too small.
I'm not really actually that crabby, but there are things that irritate me, and the fact that people putting up Christmas trees in October really bugs me.
Is it all the who's in Whoville that really irritate you?
Yeah, and the fact is, then you get to Christmas, like Christmas music has been playing predominantly in the house.
Fantastic.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I'm tired of it, and it's finally Christmas time.
We need to make. I need to write the Hallmark movie channel, and they need to make a Hallmark
That's
Christmas
another
movie
thing.
about you.
Yes.
That's another
Let's
thing.
warm Brett's heart. My
You know
man,
what?
you're not very jolly.
Let me tell you something about the Hallmark stuff. All you got to do is watch one of them, and you can write your own
Yeah.
screenplay. On
Oh, I agree
any
with
topic
that.
From then on, it is the
Exactly.
same story, people.
That's
Why are
true.
you watching 20
But
different
can
movies?
And look, I don't disagree with you then. I actually don't watch the Hallmark Channel, but every female I know seems to watch the Hallmark Channel.
Oh, yeah.
But let me tell you something. That formula that they use, you can really kind of say that about anything, right? I love Star Wars, but it's the same darn formula for
Yeah.
every movie. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
at,
true.
at least those movies have different actors and actresses.
Okay,
All
yeah,
these
you're right.
These Hallmark movies, it's the same
It
people.
does seem like it's like those photos you find like when you buy like frames and stuff. It's like the same people in the frames.
Yeah, like isn't it the one girl from Full House?
Yeah,
one of the moms.
DJ.
She's on there.
She's on there.
I haven't seen any recent ones. Wow. Okay.
Well, they're on the house all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I'll watch them with my wife.
I think
just
that's
because I
what-
want to spend some time with my wife too.
Well, of course. Well, Brett, this is, I think, what happens with the Hallmark Channel when they make those kind of like made-for-TV movies. They just have the same script. They just change out names.
It's a money-making machine.
Change out names. Maybe some side characters they change up a little bit. Maybe the venue. Like this time it's like, in Columbus, Ohio. But next week or the the next movie, maybe sometime somewhere in Nebraska.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
never know, right?
Colorado.
What
Yeah.
scares me now too is Hallmark is expanding. They're having like fall harvest movies now, and
Oh, boy.
summer and spring and all this stuff. It's like, stop it!
But people
Just
want
stop it.
People want to feel good, Brett. It's the holiday season. Have good cheer.
I have good cheer.
I
But
don't know if you have
let's-
good cheer.
Let's have a Christmas, maybe a 2-week build up, not a.
You have good grumpiness.
Pre-Halloween build up. That's the beauty of Thanksgiving. It's
Okay.
there, it's done, and it's just
Well,
great. And Rudy, I got to watch Rudy.
Yes, and you
Yeah,
know what? And
I
I
saw
saw
that.
your Facebook post, and I thoroughly enjoy Thanksgiving, Brett. I do. I really love it as a holiday. I love family and all that kind of stuff. Christmas, though, just a step higher. Step higher for me.
That's fine.
Over Thanksgiving. Now, listen, here's a couple of the topics that we're going to talk about. I know the guys are really excited about our fantasy draft topic, too, but we're going to talk, Brett, this is you again. Basketball begins. This is all you.
Yes,
you love hoops.
I do.
I think the guys here love hoops, too, Trent and Rosie. Me, I love hoops, but After January.
Yeah, well, after January is too late.
No, it goes. What do you mean too late? It goes on for 3 more months.
It starts in November.
Don't the playoffs start in January?
You're going to skip all.
I know. It's like
He's
to me.
skipping 5 weeks of basketball.
To me, it's like watching preseason football. It doesn't really matter until you get after January.
It
in my
does not.
opinion.
There's big games already. We covered one last
And they
night.
don't mean anything.
Last night's game didn't mean
get
anything. You tell that to Lucky Wirtz and Brennan
because,
Hussey.
and this
There's
is
no
why,
way.
Brett. This is why it's different for me. Because when you have basketball teams, they all make the postseason. You know what I mean? There's not one. I'm talking about high school now. Yeah. They all make the postseason. It's not like football where you got to win a certain amount of games to get in. So this game and it was a great game, and we'll talk about this in a little bit between Kimberly and Appleton West. In the long big picture, it doesn't mean anything.
It does too, because you give yourself a better opportunity to get to Madison based on seeding. You want home court. You want to take on teams that might not be as good as you. You don't want to play kind of a 500 record and then start the postseason in a regional game playing a team that's very similar to you. They all mean everything.
I don't buy that, but hey, you know what I mean.
Because you're having a football hangover.
Because
right
I do
now.
have a football hangover. You are right, Brett. You got me.
We
You got
should
me.
talk quickly about state football.
Okay, yeah, let's do that
because
because we didn't have a show last week, and thank you, Brett, for bringing that up. State football, it ended. The championship run ended for the Kimberly Papermakers. Brett, were you surprised?
I was. Credit Muskego, played a fantastic game. That wing tee offense was tough, but uncharacteristic mistakes for Kimberly. I think if they are a little bit cleaner with some of the things that happen, they win the state championship, and they're celebrating 6 in a row. That's not to discredit what Muskego did, but
I'll discredit what Muskego did. You keep going.
I think you agree, though. There were just a couple of blunders there that you don't really see, and they came at tough times, and Muskego capitalized. And there was that second half, though, where Muskego, remember, they fumbled it right away. Kimberly scored, took the lead, and I remember thinking to myself, well, here we go.
Well,
second half. But no, Muskego held on, and they're the champs.
When was the last time you ever saw Kimberly botch a snapped punt?
Yeah.
I have never seen that in the 6 year or the 10 years that I've covered them, ever. You're talking about a once in a decade mistake that they make, and that led to the Muskego winning touchdown. Let me tell you about that. And Coach Ken Krause over there is doing a great job, and that's great. But I kind of laughed a little bit at his comments afterwards, where he's talking about how that Classic 8 is a Division of Champions. No. Catholic Memorial wins championships, that's a Division III school. Okay. The Muskego, that Classic 8, that's the first time they've won a championship in how long now? It's been a while, since maybe the Arrowhead years, okay? It's been a while. You can't call yourself the Conference of Champions when you guys win one every, 7, 8 years? I mean, come on. And let's be honest, and I love Coach Jones, and I love the Kimberly football team. That was out of the 6 teams that went down there, and actually you can include the ones from the late 2000s, Brett, and you've seen all those teams. That was probably, I don't even want to say the word worse because they're adding the championship level, but that was the least, in my opinion, explosive team in terms of defense and offense. That out of all of those, that probably ranks at the very bottom of the teams that have made it there from Kimberly.
Yeah, but a credit to that coaching staff and those players for getting there. It might be the team that had the most growth throughout the season.
Yes, I agree with you.
That's a credit to all those guys that did the work, put in the work. And it's kind of interesting. The aftermath was like, well, the end of an era is here. No,
it's not.
Kimberly will be back. They're going to be in the thick of things, and it isn't the end of anything. I fully expect that Kimberly's going to make another run year after year. I was talking to one of our former football coaches down in Madison. He was in the press box, and he was chuckling. He said, Kimberly will be here again.
Oh, yeah? I know who you're talking about.
They'll be here again.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It was, again,
it's a program.
The most vulnerable Kimberly team, I'll use that term, the most vulnerable Kimberly team to go down there out of all the times I've seen them play, and it was the once-in-a-lifetime Muskego team. That's what led to the victory. So I'm not about ready to give over the Classic 8, the title of the best conference in a football conference in the state just yet, my friend. Actually, we were talking about this right before. Fondy maybe matched up a little better with Muskego in some ways.
Yeah, it would have been interesting, but boy, that you go back to the Kimberly Fond du Lac game and Kimberly Bayport, those are big wins for the Papermakers team, and tough wins, gritty wins. And then I thought, if you look back quickly at the state championship, I thought almost an immediate turning point, if you will, was Kimberly went on that really long game-opening drive, but got nothing out of it.
Yeah, you're right.
If they could have punched
one in. They went for it on the fourth down.
They could have punched something in right away after a nice, long, methodical drive. I think you'd had Muskego thinking.
They're playing catch-up then.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Now, any of your picks surprise you guys? I'm going to start over there with Trent first. Remember, we all made our picks. Trent, anything surprise you out of your picks, my friend?
No, I think they're all pretty spot on. I mean, I think I took Kimberly, didn't I?
Oh, you're making me remember this?
I'm pretty sure
you
we all
did.
chose
These two
Kimberly.
guys. Oh no, Brett, you picked Muskego?
No, I picked.
No,
Kimberly.
actually, it was a sweep. It was a
I
sweep.
think we all took Kimberly. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the one. Well, on us, Rosie, I don't know if anything surprised you out of the 7 games that were down there.
Not really. I was kind of wishing I would have picked. I'm having a brain fade here. They played Springs, Stratford. I thought maybe they were going to pull it off, but then I figured, it's Springs. They're going to come back, and they did. But
Well,
otherwise, not really.
Did you pick Stratford?
I was going to. I was this close to picking.
Well, let me
Stratford.
let me pat myself on the back because I was the only one who picked Racine St. Catherine's to win, and they actually ended up beating.
right.
I was a little nervous there because of how good St. Croix.
8-7.
Yeah, and that Brett. I remember watching that game, thinking, how are they holding them to no points?
Yeah.
And that Deshaun Brown was as good as advertised, wasn't he? Man, had the game-winning touchdown run, and that 2-point conversion was very, very cool to see. And
I didn't get a chance to really watch that game because we didn't have a group team into D4, so I went back, checked into the hotel, and I camped in front of the TV and watched the Packer game.
Oh, that's right.
We got that little show called Clubhouse Live we got to pay attention to as well. But you know what? The big one, Blackhawk beating Edgar in D7.
Yeah.
Blackhawk outmanned as far as numbers. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, for them to beat Edgar was very impressive.
We all chose Edgar too, didn't we?
I think we all did.
I
Yes,
think
we
that
did.
was a sweep too.
West Appear, I picked West Appear, and they're
Yeah.
up 24-0, looking great. In fact, I said to Robert Zizzo, our sports editor and the Green Bay Press Gazette top editor, who was helping with our coverage, when they went up 24-0 early in the third quarter, I said ball game. I think it was a pick 6, if I remember right. And all Catholic Memorial did was get red hot and score 37
Gotta play
unanswered.
4 quarters. Gotta play
They
4
tied
quarters.
it. 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. You know how hard that is to tie it at 24?
Was that the best game there that weekend, would you say?
I would say it was
Yeah.
it was crazy how hot that Catholic Memorial quarterback. And then Brookfield Central taking it big time on the chin to Homestead.
Yeah,
51-14. I thought Jed Kennedy and Brookfield Central
He had
were
nothing to
gonna
fight
win.
about this time.
Ah!
Wasn't close.
I think I took Homestead in that one, so I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, if you should feel good about that because I thought Homestead was going to get whipped by Brookfield Central. Remember, that says good things about Marshfield there, Rosie, because Marshfield gave Homestead their best game of the year, essentially, is what it came down to.
Can I just make a plea to the WIA? Enough with the 7 divisions,
Yeah.
please. That is too much.
Brett has to be there at 10 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, it's too much.
Yeah, it's just give everyone a championship there.
You don't need 7 divisions.
Because I think I wrote this in a column one time about how, like, states that are bigger, like Minnesota, I mean, they have less divisions.
I think Minnesota has 6.
Yeah, and they have, or Illinois might have 7 divisions, but that's Illinois. I mean, they're like 3 times the size of Wisconsin.
7 divisions.
Just too many divisions. But don't blame the WIA, blame the Wisconsin Football Coaches Association. They're the ones who have to kind of bring that proposal together, and then the WIA lets the member schools vote on that.
That's too much. Maybe 8-man football will sort of morph into that D7. You can combine some of those teams.
Oh, please, that would be great. Oh, get rid of that. Yeah, I agree. That's just
There's too many divisions in a lot of these sports.
Too
frankly.
many divisions. Now, Brett, did you go the whole time there without eating a hot dog?
I did.
Wow, I applaud you, my friend.
Thank you.
Because I actually broke down and I did have one on Thursday and then one on Friday. They actually weren't too bad. I just had to kind of close my eyes and not imagine I was eating someone's arm.
Why do that?
But I just was in the mood for a hot dog, I guess. So yeah, but
no. I was.
Well, that wraps up. But the football championships wraps up the fall season, and we're moving on to winter and basketball. Brett, let's talk about top returning teams and players for both the boys and girls sides really quick. But let's start before that with Kimberly, Appleton, and West. So we saw a couple of good teams right away. High-scoring teams, surprisingly.
Yeah, Kimberly 92, Appleton West 86. I was not expecting that kind of offense, and impressed Ricardo with both teams. Now we said it we streamed that game last night on postcrescent.com. You can go to and watch the replay at post.cr/games. But you look up and down both rosters. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different offensive talent. You got Will Mahoney. I think he had 30 for the Terrors, a game high 30. But you go up and down again. I'm trying to Pitts and Melberg and those guys that were pouring it in, and then you go into Kimberly with Levi Ninehouse Borchard, who had 26 points and 18 rebounds, and then you had Buchanan, I think, had a 20-point game in there, and Reed Miller's good. I mean, it didn't matter. Jacobson was hitting some threes from the corner, and both of those teams are going to be formidable. And you look at the Wisconsin basketball yearbook, Ricardo.
Say it.
They have Mark Miller, who I have a lot of respect for.
We have a lot of respect for.
A longtime friend, picks Appleton West 6th. I don't buy it. I think they're better than a 6th
Way better
place
than
team. And he's got Kimberly going all the way to the D1 final, losing to Waukesha West, I believe, in the championship game. I could see that. Maybe this is the year Lucky Wirtz gets to Madison.
Coach,
Kimberly.
or Brett, I told Coach Hussey about that, about him. He was shocked. He was like, "What? Like 6?" I'm like, "Yeah. Apparently they had you pick 6." And
I'm surprised he didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, he had a look of surprise on his face. But I agree with you, Brett. Both teams very talented, a lot of diversity in terms of the opportunities, in terms of score to the basketball. So it's gonna be fun. I will agree with you, Brett. It's a little too early, but it is gonna be fun to watch FEA because I don't think there's, outside of maybe Kimberly being the favorite. And I say that in parentheses and everything. There's gonna be a lot of. It's going to come down on the final week, and we could talk about 3 or 4 teams possibly vying for that title. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
It's as balanced as it's been in a while because you had Kaukauna and Oshkosh North sort of dominating with Kimberly floating around in there too as being a tough team. But Nina's going to be good. I know they lost by 1 point to Oshkosh West, which is going to be good.
Oh yeah, Oshkosh
so you
West.
look at those 5 or 6 teams. I suppose it's possible Appleton West could finish 6th just because they're all beating each other up. And
I don't know.
Talented,
I'm still not going to accept that. But
I think West is a top 4 team in that league, and I think Oshkosh North I thought was picked 3rd. I think that might be too high for the Spartans.
Yeah, I do too. I think 5th for Oshkosh North. But let's quickly move on to some of the other teams, though, Brett, because the NEC is going to be a battle as well.
Wide open.
And then the Bay with Xavier kind of taking a hit, losing that great backcourt that they've had. That's going to be a conference in flux.
Seymour the favorite in that one.
Yes, and Seymour is a team that's been building for now under Coach Murphy. So yeah, so we have kind of like the common faces there: Wrightstown, Little Chute.
It's going to be
NEC.
Yeah, it's going to for the Northeastern, Ricardo. It's going to be a battle between Wrightstown, Marinette, Freedom,
yes.
Denmark, and Little Chute. Those are your top 5 teams, and any one of those could win conference. It'll be interesting to see with Freedom. I know they've had some injury issues. How healthy are they going to be? Marinette lost one of their big studs, unfortunately, for the season. Wrightstown's a little bit of an unknown because they lost some guys. Denmark,
they got Mason Hazert.
Yeah, they do. He's good. And then you got Denmark, which has got 3 really talented guys, but not a ton of depth. And then you got Little Chute, which is senior-led like the football team, but they're transitioning to a new coach and a new style. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. It's wide open in that league, too.
Yeah, a lot of storylines to go there. And then really quickly over to the girls, our defending champion, Appleton North, new coach, kind of a new look. So that's going to be interesting to watch. And then but Kimberly is seen, again, both in the boys and the girls, as a favorite to win that one. And then you have Hortonville. They got one of the outstanding player, McGlone. And then, obviously, Maddie Schreiber is the top girl for Kimberly. A lot of talent there, Brett. And we actually might see, in my opinion, I think we have a better chance of seeing a state champion from the girls' side than the boys' side.
Yeah, it is interesting. We were a little bit spoiled last year when you had, D2.
It was a once-in-a-20-year thing with the teams that we had last year, I'll tell you that.
D2 and D1 boys champs and D1 girls champs, and then Hortonville going to state in D2. A lot of FPA representation, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I know Mark Miller. Looking at D2, of course, Nicolay is the consensus to win it, beating Milwaukee, Washington. I think he has. And then D3, I think he has Waupun losing to Racine St. Catharines. Racine St. Cat's coached by former UW Stevens Point star Nick Bennett, Jack Bennett's son. So he's got that program humming.
Was he a star?
At Point?
Yeah,
he's one of the all-time leading scorers at Stevens Point. It was part of those back-to-back D3 state national championship teams. So I'm trying to remember who he had in D4. I know he's very high in Hilbert in the lower levels. So we'll see if we get Racine Lutheran. Racine Lutheran. I forget the kid's name, but he's a big-time scorer. He's got Racine Lutheran, I think, winning D5. And so we'll see. And on the girls' side, I think it's that Northeastern is going to be a fun league to watch.
Wrightstown.
Wrightstown Freedom. Luxembourg Casco. They got the UW Green Bay recruit in Cassie Schultz. I hope I'm saying that.
Yes.
You look at Little Chute, could be a dark horse with Hannah Vandenberg. So usually you have really clear favorites. For the most part, it's open, and it's going to be some fun races, and should be, guys, some pretty good live streams coming up. I know you love being at the gym last night, Ricardo.
It's much better than being
complained for half the game.
Well, it is better than being in 15-degree weather. I will admit that. But the team that I really like is Wrightstown. Out of all the girls' teams, Kimberly as well, but those two teams really kind of, in my opinion, have the best shot at making it to state and possibly winning some championship gold. Hey, that segues into our Fab 5 preview. Now listen. They're coming in tonight, Rosie. Remember,
6:30.
6:30. Our varsity roundtable. is going to start after that. After that's all done.
7:30.
At 7:30.
7:30.
Tentatively, we hope to get it all done in 45 minutes or
Yep.
so then we have time to set up quick. But yeah, boys' side, and I'm going to announce it right now because I'm going to be sending photos of, and
Should we
behind.
do drum roll?
Oh, you could.
Like on Christmas Vacation where they're getting ready to turn on the lights.
Normally I'd wait a little bit to just have it be unveiled as we announce, but I'm going to be putting up behind the scenes and people are going to see who's on the team on Twitter and things like that.
Might as well.
So-
We announced it last night.
Yeah,
on
we
the
did
stream.
anyway. So boys' side, Mason Hazert from Wrightstown, Noah Miller from Little Chute, Donovan Ivory from Kokona, Levi Ninehouse Borchert from Kimberly, 26 points, 18 rebounds. History, Brett.
He was
For
good.
Ninehouse Borchert, yeah.
I gotta
Crazy.
get his tips on how to rebound in basketball because he is. I don't know how he does it. He's always getting them.
Absolutely. Will Mahoney of Appleton West. That's your boys, Fab
good,
Five.
too.
On the girls' side, Maddie Schreiber of Kimberly, Macy McGlone of Hortonville, McKaylee Kuhn of Hilbert, Callie Genke of Freedom, and then Hannah Vandenberg of Little Chute. Hannah, by the way, she was a Sensational Six.
Sensational
girls volleyball
Six,
player, going to
yeah.
Marquette. So
Also, our female athlete of the year
that's
last
right.
year at the Wisconsin High School Sports Awards.
having another outstanding year.
Those two good fives. You know, you look at good representation too. You got Kimberly, you got Kokana for boys, you got Little Chute, you got Wrightstown. Those two teams again
And
will
West.
battle, and Appleton West. On the girls' side, we got Little Chute, you got Kimberly, you got Hilbert, Freedom. Who am we missing here?
Little Chute?
I said
Hortonville.
Little Chute. Hortonville, yeah. So it's good to get some different schools represented, and should be a lot of fun. 10 outstanding basketball players.
Now, I did tell them to bring some basketballs, Rosie, so I'm thinking
right.
they're going to have some ideas on how they're going to do the green screen captures.
Okay.
And hopefully with the girls being here, the guys will
Maybe step the game
Yeah,
up.
they'll step their game up a little bit and get some of the creativity because for the football, it was disappointing. The guys are here and they're just being guys. They're trying to be cool and stuff, while the girls were having a great time and doing some very cool original green screen captures.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be the case this time here as well, and get those guys out of their comfort zone. They're just sitting around and doing stuff. But these basketball players, I know some of them, and they're a little more fun loving. Wouldn't you say? Noah Miller's a good kid.
I was going to say, if you want somebody to kind of lighten it up a little bit on the boys' side, Noah Miller will do it.
Okay,
He's
good.
He's a good kid.
Well,
he likes to have some fun.
I'm going to be leaning on some of these kids and make sure that they get everybody the energy up, so we can have some good green screen captures, because those are some of the best parts of, again, the Fab Five.
You
and
know, it would
Five
be
girls.
great for Levi Ninehouse Borchard if he's boxing out Rosie.
Yeah,
put that on the green screen. Just show you how to box out.
You got to use that lower body strength there, Rosie, to get him out of position. That's
He
Levi
is.
Ninehouse.
He is.
It's about the only strength I have.
I said last night, he's like Ethan Happ of the Badgers. You get him one-on-one in the post, it's done. And I'd love to see the aggressiveness this year. Like, he's going to be a scorer. The last couple of years, he was more of the rebounding role. You said it. It's his team.
He's going to be a 20-10 guy.
Oh, my gosh.
He
made it look
20
easy
point,
last
10,
night.
10 rebound guy.
Yeah.
Some of those drop
player.
steps and quick moves to the basket, his footwork, he's thicker, stronger. I mean, he's going to be fun to watch this year.
Can't wait to see.
They all are. They all are.
They
Going
all
to be a
are.
lot of fun to
Exactly.
watch. A lot of good basketball coming up.
Well, good stuff. And by the way, our roundtable tonight is going to involve Levi Ninehouse Borchard, so we'll be able to talk to him at length about the upcoming season, as well as Kokana's Donovan Ivory. He'll talk about the defending that state title over there for the Goes.
Donovan going to Duluth, I believe, for college.
I believe he is as well. So we'll talk to him about that too, and
D2.
Staying in the Midwest.
See, he's been watching his guy Jordan McCabe doing some stuff for West Virginia.
Let me tell you about Donovan Ivory. Did he not have one of the best postseason runs that you've seen in a while?
He
Remember
stepped
that
up
block
big.
he had in Milwaukee, Washington? That against Milwaukee, Washington in the title game, that was awesome. That was epic, and I'm going to ask him about that too, because he did a little mean mugging afterwards
He
too.
stepped up big, and that was a mean team they were going against.
Yeah, they
Milwaukee,
were.
Washington is good, and they're going to be good again.
Yes, they are. So yeah, hey, that kicks off, or that segues into our fantasy draft, my friends.
Okay, yep.
We're
Here
talking
we go.
about
The
this.
Ricardo rule now.
Ricardo rules, baby. I'm running the show. This is my ship.
Yeah, of course.
I'm Captain Hazelwood, driving this right into the oil slick. Hitting the iceberg.
I think you're the captain of the Titanic right now.
There you go.
But yeah, so fantasy draft is top TV sitcoms. Now, guys,
Good category.
it is a good category. Let me just lay down some boundaries here, some parameters. What we're looking at, they're situational comedies. Okay, it can't be like I was mentioning before, the shows that they had on MTV, some of those kind of goofy reality kind of more. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for situational comedies. You have your typical like characters and things like that.
Yeah.
Same thing. You can't have it be kind of like those more offbeat ones, like I mentioned, Mystery Science Theater. That does not count. It has to be set somewhere, and where there's writing involved and jokes and maybe not so much a laugh track, but that's what I'm looking for. So situation comedies, and there is no age limit, like in terms of how old the show is. You can go all the way back to the 30s. I always find that I'm well versed. I used to watch a lot of old shows back when I was a young kid, and I love some of those old shows dearly. So you're going to be okay if you're picking some older shows, because I've seen basically a lot of them now on Nick at Night and things like that on reruns. So feel confident that you can do that, okay? And I think I'm pretty well versed on more recent comedies too. So Trent, I know you're the young pup here.
That's right.
Don't feel afraid, okay, my friend.
I'm afraid that I'm going to have shows that are too new for you.
Okay, it depends. If you're talking about this year, then maybe I might not be.
Are you versed in the? You said Nick at Night, right?
Nick at Night, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So so this is what we're going to happen now. For the Thanksgiving one a couple weeks ago, Brett, you started, but unfortunately that means you won't be first. You'll be last this time.
Good, that's what I want to be.
Okay, so that means Rosie's first, Trent's second, and then Brett has as we do in the snake draft here, the third and fourth picks.
Good.
Okay.
All
right. So let me write down what we got here. Okay, so it's Rosie, Trent, and Brett. Okay, so here we go. Rosie, you have pick number 1.
Simpsons.
Okay. Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Man,
How's that?
30 years.
That's hard to believe.
It is, right?
Yeah.
They never age.
I know.
They don't.
All right.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Trent, your first pick, my friend.
I'm surprised you didn't take this, Rosie. I'm going to go Seinfeld.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
Brett, were you holding out that maybe that
I
would
was
fall?
hoping that Trent was going to go new.
Okay. All right.
I'm going on the old school route, Ricardo, and I actually watch it every morning. It's probably my all-time favorite. I'm going with the classic, the Andy Griffith Show.
Okay.
Whoa,
Okay.
nice.
Especially the black and white versions with Don Knotts portraying Barney Fife.
Yeah.
It is
Let me
still
tell you,
funny today.
Let me tell you, all 3 picks, very good. I'm fans of all 3 shows. Okay, so you guys are doing well. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, Brett. You can go old, because I'm a fan of those old shows. Yeah. All right, so Brett, you have the first pick of the second round.
Well, I'm going with another classic, and you got to go with MASH. I mean, the writing is smart, it's good funny, and it deals with some topics.
And
too.
I love the setting of where it is. It's you can't. Well, Hogan's Heroes, I guess, was also set in a war
just
zone.
Quick-witted Alan Alda as Hawkeye is just good stuff.
Okay, good. Trent.
I've never heard of anyone who doesn't like this show, and it's one of my favorites. I can watch it whenever. The Office.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Rosie, you got 2, my friend.
Okay. This is one I'm not sure of because they're more shorts than anything, but do the Three Stooges count?
That's a topic we can discuss. Now, that's
they're comedies, but they're
they're like little 11-minute situational comedies. Am I right?
About 16-minute ones.
I guess that's your call. I never would have thought of the Three Stooges as a. Looks like they're.
I love the Stooges.
If we want to.
Oh, we can include though. You're gonna have to pick something else. You know why?
Why is that?
Because originally the Three Stooges were like shown before movies.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
okay.
so they're not small films.
Almost
they're
shorts
not really. They're not
rather
situational
than-
comedies. Okay. So pick again. Good choice. So I love the Stooges.
I'm going to go with another one. As I was growing up as a kid, one of my favorite shows, Happy Days.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How can you not love Happy Days? Trent's like, what the heck is that?
Oh, no, I've seen it.
Okay, all right.
The Fonz?
What is that?
Rosie, you got another one, my friend.
I'm going to go with another one. Well, actually, it might be a little older. Good Times.
Yeah. Oh, I love Good Times. Oh, guys, he laid down the gauntlet. You know I know I love Good Times? It took place in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
The Cabrini Green
right,
Projects.
yeah.
I didn't live anywhere near the Cabrini Green Projects, but they were in the general kind of vicinity, you know.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah, there you go.
JJ.
JJ.
That's a good pick, Rosie. Okay, Trent.
Is it me or is it Brett?
No, it's Trent.
Oh, it's me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go. One of my favorites is still on TV now. Occasionally you find reruns. Home Improvement.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
one.
good
Sure.
one. That's a really
yes.
good one.
Tim Allen.
Yep. Okay. These are all solid picks, by the way. This is going to make this very difficult for me. Brett, you're third, and you have the third and the fourth pick, so
All right,
finish it out.
I'm going to
strong.
go with Golden Girls. No, I'm not.
I like Golden Girls. The sassy grandma.
Stop it.
So sassy.
Rosie writes
I'm
it down
not
quick.
going with Golden Girls, but I will go with.
No.
I think you're going to like this one. Cheers.
Okay,
I
yes.
was gonna
I'm a
say
big
that
fan
one.
of Cheers. So far,
Yeah.
the number one has not been taken in my view. Just
Okay.
letting you know.
All right.
And it's, again, this spans from the 40s, and 30s and up. So I'm just saying, if whoever
I hope it's not Leave It to Beaver. Now, is it?
whoever picks it, you're gonna have the kind of like lead in that way. But
Wow.
Cheers is a great pick, though. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
These are all I watch all of these shows, by the way, and I'm a big fan of all of them. So Brett, your fourth pick.
Yeah, I'm going fourth and final. We talked about it off camera. It's a show that would never make it today, but you got to go with Archie Bunker and
Archie
All the Family.
Meathead. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Some of the most funniest moments in TV history.
The toilet flushing upstairs and
Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
There's so many good ones out there.
Yeah. Trent, your last pick.
Ricardo, I hope you know this one. I really do. Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, Breaking Bad, though. Yeah, I guess I was thinking that maybe that doesn't more so go into. Oh, man, it's kind of.
I don't know. Would you call this a sitcom?
I think it's more. I think it's kind of a mix of that and a little bit of a drama.
Because it has some comedy in it and stuff
It
like
does.
that. But
I don't know if I'm gonna.
I can switch.
Yeah, switch it. I don't think that falls under a
That's
situational
fair.
comedy.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I have somebody on here. I'm gonna have to go with Gilligan's Island. then.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
definitely.
See, not.
Made
That's
my
one I never thought
choice
of.
just.
How could you not think of Gilligan's Island?
Yeah. No, I like it. I think it's
Little buddy.
Yeah.
I just thought of another one.
No,
too.
that was now you make my choice much easier.
Well,
now.
I'm gonna choose the Golden Girls. You wrote it down.
No,
saw
I
you,
didn't. I
Rosie,
didn't.
Trying to suck up to Ricardo.
No, I'm not.
I like Golden Girls. I didn't say that was my favorite,
No,
but
it's not Golden Girls.
okay, Rosie, go ahead.
Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the one I thought of
All right.
next. I was like,
I had that written down.
that's a cult classic.
Yep.
Actually, I see that the Bradys were just at the house that was portrayed.
Yeah.
HGTV bought the house,
That's
and now
what-
they're going to
okay.
fix it up inside.
Okay,
Oh,
let me
nice.
say this.
Nice.
You guys all had outstanding choices. Not one of these shows. Let me rephrase it this way. All these shows I'm fans of, so I like all of these shows. None of you guys, however, did not pick my top comedy of all time, and it's not the Cosby Show. I know you think it's a Cosby Show. It's not.
What's happening?
Honeymooners.
Oh, yeah,
I had it written down.
If you guys had one of you guys were in Honeymooners, that would have been it to me. I think
Really?
in my
That's
opinion, the
interesting.
Honeymooners is a template for a lot of great comedies now. Well, obviously it was a template for the Flintstones, but yeah, I just think you go back and watch a Honeymooners now, it holds up today.
It does. It
It's
is
incredible.
Jackie Gleason, Art Carney.
Yeah, so
I like that.
But all of these are great. But this is going to be hard. This is by far the most difficult choices of all I had of all the topics we've had for me anyway.
That was when I wrote down.
Oh man, see Rosie. Rosie has Good Times. That's one of my favorites. And Trent has Seinfeld. Obviously, it's seen as the greatest ever. And then obviously Brett has some iconic. Actually, there's nothing more recent than Cheers.
But they all stand the test of time.
They all
That's
do
what
stand the
makes them
test of
great.
time. Okay, should I go with who finishes third here? I can't believe I'm saying this, but finishing third is Trent, and Seinfeld is one of my favorite comedies. Listen, I'm a fan of The Office, but Home Improvement, I like the show, but I didn't really go out of my way to see it. If it was on, I'd watch it, I guess, in reruns. Another one of my favorites that no one mentioned, stuff like Everybody Loves Raymond, King of Queens. No one mentioned
those
those.
are good ones, too.
Yeah, those are some that would have swayed me a little bit. Gilligan, here's the thing, your fourth pick I thought was better than the second and third pick. Your Gilligan's Island pick, my friend. What do you think, Brett?
Minnow. That's a classic,
Yeah,
too. But those are all good TV shows,
This is a
too.
tough one.
But here's the
There's
thing:
so many.
you finished third
Yeah.
just by a hair. Oh, actually, a hair separates all three of you. And Rosie, you're second.
Yes.
Listen, the thing that Brett. First off, Brett. Let me talk about Rosie first. First off, I love The Simpsons. I just didn't think that should have been a first round pick.
Oh,
you know?
okay. All right. No, I love The
you
Simpsons.
Happy Days is awesome. You reclaimed it with Good Times and Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch could have been your first, and I would have been cool
Yeah,
with
it's
it.
true, yeah.
It's just that Brett has the heavy hitters here. He has, first off, MASH was the longest series for so long, and I wouldn't say I'm a great fan of MASH, but every time it's on, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers, I love Cheers. I grew up watching Cheers when I was younger. I really love the comedy. All in the Family and Brett, I might have gave it away a little bit, has some of the most iconic comedy moments ever in the history of the format. And that is what swayed me, Brett, was All in the Family. Andy Griffith is a great show, too. Andy Griffith is
All
fun,
good
too.
writing, all TV
So,
to watch today.
Brett
and laugh.
wins by a hair.
That's 3, baby.
See, this is where your fourth pick is just as important as your first
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
All in the Family. But a hair separates all three of you
I
guys.
think my youth is killing me in this because
No,
I
I
don't
don't
have
think
the
so.
knowledge of those- of
I don't
those
think so.
ones.
I just think Simpsons. If you would have went Happy Days or Brady Bunch 1, I would have been, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Simpsons being number 1
Oh, no,
for you.
Hey, Carson Mara chimes in. Andy Griffith pick also top notch. Thanks for checking in, Carson.
So some of the
by
younger
the way,
guys.
Carson, I hope Carson is he going to get back for holiday break? Maybe give us a hand.
It's possible.
He was helping us out with some streams last
Yeah.
year. Dennis Wilson says outstanding show. I don't know what you're referencing, Dennis, but they all are outstanding.
Is he
shows.
watching this show?
You know what I like about my list? I hate to say it, guys, but again,
Oh boy, you love your list. Here's a surprise.
the writing.
Yes,
in it.
and All in the Family, it took chances. If I may just kind of go off on a soapbox here, you're not going to see this kind of writing now anymore because of just the way Hollywood and the entertainment industry has structured itself. All in the Family, it holds up today because it pushes the edge. It's incredible. I wouldn't, a lot of people just think, oh, All in the Family, it had Archie Bunker, the racist guy, Carroll O'Connor. No, I mean, he actually played the character. He was nothing like that, obviously, as we all know. But I thought it did a great job in pushing that and bringing some of those topics, to the mainstream and letting people talk about them a little bit. Of course, I love the side character, George Jefferson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, went on to have his own popular show, The Jeffersons.
Spin-off, sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but come on, guys. Cheers as a third
Great
pick.
writing,
that
great acting.
could be someone's number one. And then MASH. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't pick MASH first.
I thought about it, but Andy Griffith is just my all-time favorite, and I it's on every morning on TV Land, so I'll watch it as I'm eating breakfast, and I'm still laughing at the stuff, even though I've seen those episodes probably 50 times a piece.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
John Knotts as Barney Fife is epic. It's iconic.
Now, Trent, I wouldn't say you had a disadvantage. It's just that these guys have seen more of the older shows, probably.
See, I would say two of them that I had on my list that I should have put in there. Friends.
Yeah,
that thought
Friends
about
is
that
good.
one.
Which is a good one, and How I Met Your Mother, but I hate the ending of that show. The ending was
if you would have put How I Met Your,
agree.
if you would have, you would have been contending because I love
Dang
How I
it.
Met Your Mother.
I knew it.
I gotta shut up before the show starts here.
Julie Detchen chiming in saying, "Honeymooners to the moon, Ricardo."
Yes, I love it. But if any of you would have picked Honeymooners, I would have just picked your list, no matter what you had
How
on
come
there.
Honeymooners? You don't really see it much out there. Though.
You can buy it. I have the DVD set.
Okay, but usually like TV Land has all those good shows, old shows, or
Maybe. And again,
It's
here's
in the TV.
Here's something else. Honeymooners to the moon, Alice. It's a little bit about playing on domestic violence a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not as kosher now, Brett, as perhaps as it was seen maybe 20, 25 years ago. But if you ever go watch, and for those out there who aren't familiar with it, go to YouTube, find some of the classic episodes. I mean, him as a bus driver, and then there's Ed Norton.
Yeah, Art Carney playing that.
Yeah, and just go watch that. That stuff holds up today. I'm shocked that it holds up today.
You know what I should have picked? The Monkees.
Oh,
it was
Monkees
ahead
are
of,
good.
ahead of its time
Monkees
in,
is
the
good.
1960s with some of the comedy bits that they did,
Was
and
Saturday Night
music
Live?
videos
Would that
too.
be?
Something newer in my mind was SpongeBob too. Actually, the creator of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob would have worked. I like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised actually you didn't bring this up, Trent. No offense, not saying that you're all doing all the young stuff. It's that 70s show.
Yep.
No one brought up that 70s show.
And
But okay, we're going off on topic a little bit.
SNL, I wouldn't call that a sitcom.
Yeah,
no, that's a sketch comedy.
Variety
sketch
show.
comedy.
It's sketch comedy.
Right.
Let's do next week all-time variety shows. We'll do
We
the
could do
Donnie
this
and
for
Marie
3
show.
straight
We'll really
Ooh.
test.
Oh man,
Trent's
he'd
not-
be at a
Oh,
disadvantage. You can't have that.
Dean Martin
host
show.
that? I would host it.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know.
yeah.
But I wouldn't have the
Laugh-In,
knowledge
Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
I don't even know that many sketch shows. Actually, to tell you the truth, Sonny and Cher. Do they have a
I think they
sketch
did.
show?
They all did
or
back
best
then.
game
Whose line
shows.
is it anyway?
Dean Martin.
Ooh, best all-time game shows could be a good one.
Okay, that's a
Price
good
is
one.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah.
let's proclaim that as the next topic. Actually, I like that topic.
Okay.
Thank you, whoever brought that
All right.
up. Let's do that. So next week's topic.
Trent
so you'll
starts it
have
off.
Trent, you will start it off. You'll have time now. We'll all have time to kind of figure out what we who our first picks
Julie
will be.
Detchen again. I Love Lucy's a good
I
one.
Love Lucy's
Ooh,
another
that's
good
a very good one.
Ricky. Sorry.
Trent's like, what?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Our cats are actually named Fred and Ethel.
Oh wow! There you go. I gotta give you some claps there for that one. But
How about the all-time great character from Leave It to Beaver, Eddie Haskell?
Oh, Eddie Haskell.
There's a lot of Eddie Haskells in the world.
Well,
Lumpy
I
Rutherford.
loved his friend Larry Mondello. That guy always was just getting himself into some trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Rosie said Lumpy.
Lumpy, yeah.
Lumpy
Clarence.
Clarence Rutherford.
Yes.
Well, what
Clarence.
about Three's Company?
Three's Company is good.
Yeah.
See,
but
so
it's
you guys are so far mentioning great comedies. that if you think about it, there's very few that are really bad that lasted a long time because they're bad.
Why don't we say these during the show?
Like maybe Joni and Chachi. That didn't last so long.
Yeah.
But
No way.
hey guys, we're running out of time here though. But hey, great draft and congratulations, Brett.
Thank you.
So are you now in the lead?
I am.
Hey, is Brett happy now? Is that smile I see on his
Three.
face?
Wow.
He's not grumpy.
Boom.
The Scrooge.
He had
happy.
The 3-point threat.
To win, he had to
Hallmark
pick the
movies.
most iconic shows though to pull it out.
By the way, I'm not as crabby as people think I am, and I'm not
Yes,
as
he
mean
is.
as people
You're
think I
grouchy.
am. I'm actually a pretty nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
I don't know why people in this office avoid me like the
either.
plague, Rosie.
They don't like you.
We've
I
talked
think
about
nobody
that
likes
a few
you.
times.
They're intimidated by your.
Yeah, I'm such a big.
By his stature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just huge.
He's intimidating. He's a large mass of humanity.
Hey, I'm
Well,
not,
maybe it's the crown. I don't
I'm
know.
not sure. I'm not sure what our next live stream will be. By the way, but it'll be sometime next week. It'll be a basketball game. So follow me at Twitter at PCBrettsy, and I'll tweet it out once I know.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our little show. Tune in next week again to another episode of the R&B Show. Don't forget to follow us as well and download us. Listen to us at your leisure on iTunes,
Got the
Google
basketball
Play,
ready now.
or on Stitcher on your smartphone. Go ahead, Brett. Send us out.
Dead
Nice. Oh, you don't have a
center.
football.
No, it's basketball season.